Hey, how's it going? Game audio might be a little bit loud. Let's see. Turn it a little bit. Oxstream indeed. Hi, Nono. How's it going? Hi, Yahazu. How y'all doing? Can already tell I'm going to regret this. Okay. So we're continuing our Lobotomy Corporation run. So corporate about that lobotomy anyway. Well, it is a corporation that scoops out brains, so I think that qualifies. Alright,
Incoming jump signature. Hostile configuration.
Hi, Lurker. How's it going? Welcome in, welcome in. How you doing? Alright, got all the cheats disabled for now for the first run. So this will be Tifrith, Chesed, and Gebra. I believe the gimmicks are...
No way! I can't believe this!
Exactly. Only as good at brains of their best employees and one federal agent that came to stop them. Yeah, just a couple. But also, like, their entire monster creation technique is based on the torn out brain of their chief scientist. Been out of it, didn't sleep well because of a headache last night. Sorry to hear that. I am tired, but I'm always tired, so that's nothing new. And I'm already concerned about this. I do enjoy that have no selection is broken. Let's say you how much you miss VTuber producing Vroid models, and you said I was gonna stream, so you got unreasonably excited. Nice. Yeah, I've never felt the need to get a live 2D. I'm perfectly happy with the Vroid model. I like that it's simple enough for me to still be able to customize it when I need to. Whereas if I get a live 2D or a professional 3D model, then I can't customize it. So, it prevents me from really making changes without commissioning another artist later. If I was gonna be like a big full-time streamer, I might invest in it, but casual streaming, I like the flexibility of being able to do it myself. Alrighty, yeah, so we're doing middle layer, so that's Chesed. Chesed's thing was the damage type increases, which is going to be very annoying considering the ordeals do a specific damage type. So if we just roll the wrong one, I think we're just screwed. Central command is Tifrith, which I think was anything can melt down. And then disciplinary team was Gebra, which was a mini-boss. Not a mini-boss, an actual boss, a combat boss. So I think we gotta survive this. And meltdown protection except for the currently meltdowning department, and Gebra is herself. Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna have to hope we get good RNG on the ordeals, and the fixers, and then hope we have enough people remaining to take down Gebra. Before we have to reach meltdown level 10. Yeah, the game is really loud. Let me turn it down again. Just stop for a level or two when the red mist spawns. That's good. So I think the plan will be to... Yeah, we beat red mist. When we beat the red mist, we finish the day. So I think as soon as the red mist spawns, we are ignoring all ordeals and abnormalities and just rushing the boss. And probably everyone is going to die, but you know, we'll see how it goes. We do have the rabbits, so we can potentially save the rabbits for Gebra. Okay. This one's gonna be annoying, I can already tell. It's the exact same, so it's easier than the first time, but you're still deadly if you're not careful. Yeah, and I'm really bad at microplay in this game, even with the ability to freely pause, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, we do still have to hit quota, which is pretty high. So I think we still need to prioritize that. Like Tifrith's theme, it is pretty good. Just do it like any corporation IRL would do it, and make no mistake ever. Now, I'm pretty sure the idea is you make mistakes, but then if anyone sues you for it, you bury them in legal fees until the mistake gets swept under the rug. Yeah, we can still work Blue Star with our main person, right? Yeah, it's more than 60 seconds, or some of your stats are low. So we just only send someone with maxed out stats, and we're good. Just have more money than them, exactly. Quota's not really letting you go for Red Mist. Do you not have to have quota as well? I guess not then. Okay. I mean, I feel like the boss has less health than the first time, so as long as and the damage type bonus won't apply, so either quota and level 10 or beat Kelly into the ground. Okay, yeah, then let's just ignore that and go for that. We do need a little bit of quota potentially for like Riding Hood and stuff, but that's a good point. You can just ignore if you don't feel like it, but then you have to fight a Claw, which is much harder. Yeah, yeah. Between that and the Midnight of White ordeal, I think we'll just fight the Red Mist. It's fine. Cool. Scorch Girl we can do, and the interface isn't blurry and it's not randomized. Ah, it's nice. We can just have just cycle first department, I think. Game is incredible when you can see it. Yeah, not a huge fan of the everything is extremely pixelated and everything is randomized. It's just like, good luck. Keep forgetting who I assigned to where. There we go. Let's keep cycling these three to get through the meltdowns. You're on the fastest speed currently. I could cycle more, but I just don't have the brain capacity. So here we are. You know, everything is pixelated and everything is randomized in the most popular genres on Steam. True. But there's a very big difference between a game that's meant to be pixelized and a game that has a very blurry pixel filter applied over very small, very difficult to read text UI. I like Project Moon, but their UI leaves something to be desired. There's pixelated, and then there's why are the menus in 10p? Exactly. Okay, we have one meltdown. Okay, Funeral of Dead Butterflies. It does white damage, which is quadruple boosted. Okay, so someone that needs to be very resistant to white damage or have a really good success rate. When employees are fortitude level 4 or higher finish work, that's everyone. So the Q counter is going down. That's pretty much guaranteed here. Cool, so let's just go for work success. With a 320 by 480 resolution in this house. Good old 480p, non-HD, non-widescreen. I have grown nostalgic for the old VGA graphics formats, which are very low resolution, very low color depth. Look at that, just 2 bad coin flips and lost like a 5th of his health. Yeah, okay, counter went down, so we just have to make sure that Hope that doesn't happen again. A casual 17 white damage exactly. Probably should have checked their damage resistance too, but oh well. Amber Folds a few years ago considered pointing a camera at an old CRT for stream. That would be fun. I do enjoy how there's no good way to do a CRT filter. Because you just can't capture that artifacting at any reasonable pixel resolution. It's a very interesting problem. Okay, we're probably going to want a death ball for the ordeal. So we'll get ready to do that here in a second. Used to from the early 2000s, of course. One of those rodents on the microphone is literally just a plastic tube. Nice. That would be appropriate. I do still want to work quota. I forgot about that. Okay, 2 more work sessions, I think. As well, webcam mic, it's probably about the same result. That's true. Okay, and then... Now I grab everyone and put them in an elevator. This room is looking very melty. I mean, both hallways. They're also very melty. I like how we have 2 fairy festivals and 2 bloodbaths. Probably because of the mods I have set up, but it's still funny. And the gorgeous the upper layer of Sephiroth in this version of the room? Yeah. And they're chilling out. And I remember the people that got us to this point. Okay. Alrighty. I'm not prepared. Okay, what do we got? Black Fixer and black damage is boosted. Welp. GG. First time you play, there's only the upper layer. That is interesting. And I guess the early versions of the game. Okay. We might still be able to kill it before it kills us. Maybe. Yeah. Kind of just have to burst and hope for the best. Yep. That's what I mean by bad RNG. What? How are people already dead? Why is Queen of Hatred out? Why is everyone panicking? What? What happened? I genuinely don't know what happened. Now, was it just because I forgot to work Queen of Hatred and she... Right. I completely forgot. Okay, well... Try again. Lobotomy Corporation. I completely forgot about that mechanic. Why didn't I have to worry about it last time? What did I do differently? Oh, right, I cheated. That's why. That's right. I would do it. Okay. Take two. Okay, so for Queen of Hatred... yeah, when a meltdown happens without 3 or more employees dead, she freaks out. She'll help with the trumpet level 2, except if 20% of the employees die, then she freaks out. Ugh, okay. She does black damage, which is not currently boosted. That's good. So he needs to park someone and do attachment work. That would be McKenna. So let's park you in here. I can just have you alternate Blue Star and Queen of Hatred, actually. That should be fine. So I still want to work these as previously planned, but we'll work Blue Star at the end. Yeah. To reset it. It's not as bad as what was it, White Knight? But still pretty annoying. Not many things are as bad as White Knight. Yeah, it is kind of like one of the hidden super bosses. At least like Apocalypse Bird requires a very particular setup to happen. You can get White Knight early on, or a Plague Doctor early on, and then you're screwed. Ultimately. I suppose it probably is possible to beat the game without... Apocalypse Bird also doesn't immediately kill 12 employees. Yeah. Yeah, that is kind of unfortunate. Okay, so the idea is we need to get down to just 2 work sessions left, and then we send someone to start Queen of Hatred until it gets close to the end, and then we switch to working something else. 13 have used 1 sin to kill him, yeah. Which most of the time is easier than trying to actually do that fight, where everyone's constantly taking burst damage. Okay, so that'll get us up to 2 work sessions remaining. So now you start Queen of Hatred. When we get to 16 boxes, we start someone else. Can I select... No, I can't select you. Here, Orga, you camp in here. And you camp in here. And who was I sending to a lady? Samuel. Samuel, you camp in here. So you're ready to go at a moment's notice. And then when this hits like 15 boxes, we go send Orga to work once in. There we go. It's not the worst micro, but it's something. There we go. So now she goes into despair, but we immediately get a good result right after, so she resets. Alright, and we have a meltdown. I forgot. It's butterflies again. Interesting. Is it consistent RNG? Or did I just get very unlucky and roll the same avenue twice in a row? I guess we'll find out. White damage is boosted. Okay, you take the least amount of white damage. Your success rate is a little bit lower. Your success rate is pretty good, and you reduce white damage by 30%. And you go do it. My counter's gonna go down by 1 anyway, but so be it. Nice, okay. Didn't even take any damage. Okay. And everything's good down here. Queen of Hatred is not hating. Perfect score, let's go. That's the one. Exactly. You're gonna get stunned doing this, but that's okay. Oh, actually, I forgot about the boosted damage. That might actually be a problem. Okay, good. Not dead. That should be good. Normally she doesn't do much damage. The text drain crowded version of Queen of Hatred's ego and Limus's story needs a villain. I decided it'll be you. And she beamed everyone's face off, usually including her allies. Nice. What an interesting character concept. Okay. Almost ready for the ordeal. Okay. So same plan as before, we're gonna Death Ball. 4 times damage, it's so mean. Alright, I needed to keep McKenna back. That's fine. Okay. People are still moving. Give them a second. Okay, so I'll send someone down to work Queen of Hatred. And then I'll just park her in that corridor for now. Someone to work once in. Park him in the corridor. Okay. Regular speed. Any fixer except for the black one will be fine. The rest you can react to, that's true. But ideally one that doesn't have their damage boosted. Because, I mean, they already do a ridiculous amount of damage. Multiplying that by 4 is just crazy. Okay, we're set. Trigger with Orga. Right there. Again. Yeah, next time let me try quitting to the main menu and trying again, because I feel like this is the exact same RNG. Buff damage dice have been different though, have they? I didn't notice. They've been buffed at the 2 times where it's mattered at the same time. Okay. McKenna, get out of the room somehow. So you're probably dead. I forgot to bullet people. Hopefully that got everyone. Sounds white and black, okay. So we're just incredibly unlucky then. Alright, he's coming for us. Let's keep running. Significantly faster. The fact that everyone stops while they're in room transitions is still kind of silly to me. Okay. Yes, I know it's time to stream. Okay. Nobody died. It is time to stream. Should probably just move that alarm since I've been streaming at 2 pretty consistently. Instead of 3. I'm gonna do that before I forget. There we go. That alarm will now be an hour earlier. Okay, and as far as departments, this isn't the worst. Everyone get in here just in case. Black Swan. Actually, you're probably not the most complicated. Forsaken Murder, I don't remember you. You just need a good result. When you get a bad result, you kill everyone. Well, I got the entire crew available. Who's got the best work success of anyone? 78, 79, 79, 81, 81. You can tell it's a very early ID, yeah. No particular complications. Okay. It's bad results when it's normal results, when people die, when people panic, when things escape. Hi from YouTube World. Hi Schwinn. How's it going? Hope your German studies are going well. 90% I saw? No, I was not. Everyone's got about the same stats, so all the percentages are very similar at this point. Sure, why not? Okay, yin. When someone else wears the other item for more than 30 seconds, it freaks out. When it's a bad result, it freaks out. So just get a good result and have the other item returned. Differences at this point of what ego gifts they have. Makes sense. Yeah. Do. Just make sure we return it immediately. I think those are the only meltdowns, right? Because that's where the fixer died. Yeah. It goes. That's good to hear. Could be worse then. I fixed only affects the department it's in, yeah. There we go. Picked it up, immediately put it back. Perfect. Good results. Or if it only affects the half of central they're in or all of it. Yeah, that's a good point, since that, sometimes it counts as one department, sometimes it counts as two. The game code is very inconsistent about it. Yep. For the most part, it's two departments. But there's a few cases where it isn't. It literally calls them Tifrith 1, Tifrith 2 in the game code. Okay, you know, I don't even need people staying home. Everyone can live in the elevator, honestly. Except for our Queen of Hatred person. So everyone go live in the elevator. And then we can put these guys back in. Okay, white damage is not boosted, so I think working with old lady's fine again. Now just pale and black. Black damage is pretty common, but not the end of the world. Come back to you in a second. Queen of Hatred still chilling. We kind of work Blue Star just for a little bit of extra quota, so we can use it to hire Huntress. Eating old lady's lonely still counts to work for Meltdown? Yeah. It is a work, it's just a work that immediately fails. Which is interesting. Yeah, alright, one send does white damage. Very little. Very friendly abnormality. In the grand scheme of things. Okay, we're getting close. There's a regular meltdown phase. Someone you could have had Spider Butt as your first evidence instead of one sin. It was not fun. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, everyone with Prudence level 1 just insta-dies. And so you had to, when you hired people, immediately spend resources to level them up. Or else they were just guaranteed to die, working on the only Abno you had. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Okay, so now we do the Queen of Hatred micro. It's not that much of a micro, but it's a micro. Yeah, it is attachment, right? I'm not crazy, yeah. So I can guess myself all the time now. Potential threat she poses is well known. Chain 15, 16, okay. Alright, we've got red shoes. And portrait of another world. Okay. Red shoes. Need temperance 3 or higher. Need a good result. Okay. Easy enough. And then I don't know if people are going to be able to get down there in time. And this is the one that transfers damage to someone else. An IB reference? What's IB? I don't recognize that acronym. Yeah, okay. Should be fine. Old RPG Maker horror game. Interesting. I hadn't heard of it at all. That's cool. Everyone's arrival is just very fast. I need to figure out how to calculate that number. Display that. Got a remaster on Steam last year. Nice. Tried to play it once on stream, got spooked. Fair enough. Move speed, that's right. We can look at move speed. 136 plus 8, that sounds pretty high. Let's see if they can get there fast enough. Another World is the name of the painting that basically causes the plot. Nice. Makes sense. Okay, there we go. And it's linked to someone. So with the Neuro Outer Wild streams, are they playing a Hawk mod? Yes, I did. I was not the only person who worked on that mod, but I was the initial developer on the mod that Neurosama was using to play Outer Wilds. Yeah. We made a mod that lets her control the ship's autopilot, so she can fly around to different planets. Came out around the same time as you and Nikki. Makes sense. Yeah, thanks. I didn't get, like, paid for it or anything. It was just a volunteer thing. But it was a fun little project. Like, I already know how to mod Outer Wilds, and I'm interested in AI stuff. Why not? Okay. And this time we got 3 Meltdown. Haven't had the Noon Ordeal yet. And we're almost at Meltdown level 5. Which is, I think, when Red Mist spawns. Outer Wilds, Passion plus AI plus VTuber. That's Hawk's Realm. Yeah, exactly. Very much up my alley. Yeah, see, when it's not boosted 4 times, it's much more reasonable. 5 is when Kelly shows up. Yep, okay. I do not remember the micro play for Kelly at all. I guess we'll see how it goes. I know she uses, what was it? King of Greed's attack? The portals where she rushes through the room. Is it like after first phase, I think? So I assume she's basically immune to the rabbits after that point, so he'd probably want to use the rabbits on phase 1. So she uses red eye and penitence to red and white damage and moves around with gold rush. Yeah. Cool. I think that'll be the plan then when we get to that point. Which is very soon. I guess we'll just throw the shield on whatever damage type of those two is boosted and hope for the best. Second phase, she gets Takapo and Mimicry, still doing the same damage. You can throw Takapo to dash to it, dealing damage on the way. That's right. So it's the Takapo thrown attack that we'd probably want to micro. I don't remember Mimicry's attack pattern. Okay. We do have to deal with these meltdowns first. And then boss time. I don't know, Smiling Body's Hammer and Justicia doing Black and Pale. I think she uses Gold Rush again. Sounds right. Okay. Or is Twilight doing anything once you're running towards the target? Okay. We need to slow bullets and rush her when she stops. Makes sense. This is probably my biggest problem with the Lobotomy Corporation, honestly, is the fact that, like, there's all these boss fights that do require microplay to get around. But the only way you get to practice that micro is by going through a lengthy day up until that point. And I know you can, play it faster by multitasking better, but I'm really bad at multitasking, so it takes me forever. Oh, such is life. You like Ruina more because of that? Yeah, I think so. Like the RNG BS is just the genre. That's what it is. Is what it is. But the micro really stresses me out. Yeah, RNG still hates you, but so be it. As long as it's quick to reset a run, it's less of a problem. Okay, no damage boosted. That's good. Does she spawn immediately? She does. Okay. Hi. And you hit Boundary of Death and you're like, wow. Oh boy. Okay, well 2 of the 3 meltdowns were Scorched Girl and 1 Sid. That's good. What's the third? Blue Star? Okay, that's fine. Okay. So, I think first I want to call the rabbits. Just that is turned off. That's right, you did mention that. She'll be able to escape with Gold Rush, but I think she has an escape in all of her phases, right? So she's going to be able to escape from the rabbits no matter what. Fourth, she just runs. And Takapa and Gold Rush both let her get out. So do I wait for phase 4 then? For the rabbits? You'd say so? Okay. I could send out a Huntress right away, though. Or Red Riding Hood Mercenary. Because she'll chase. She'll still die quickly, but it's better than nothing. Yeah. Okay, and I still wanna... Do I need to fix the meltdowns, actually? Because it's the Q counter goes down and there's a penalty, or do they immediately escape? I don't remember. I know what, people are already close by. I can just do it. Immediately escape, yeah, okay. It's fine. I'm just being lazy. Okay, I can just immediately jump over to Blue Star. Yeah. And I was already gonna have Orga potentially stay off in a corner so that if my whole party wipes still, I can keep Orga alive and call the rabbits and hope that's enough. I think that's my game plan. Are there any elevators that are not super accessible? Yeah, I will probably pull up the wiki. Except for the meltdowns. Okay. That's a Gebra meltdown. There we go. Jesus Gold Rush can go through holes and main rooms, but not elevators. Yeah, so I think as soon as we see that activating, we just sit everyone in an elevator. I mean, that's almost always the right strategy anyway. It's just so much more easy to micro when you're in an elevator. Okay, phase 1. What are her thresholds? She has 1800 HP instead of her normal 3000. That's significantly easier. Does that include the boundaries, though? Or does it just make it faster for her to jump to phase 2? Use her original max HP for calculations. Okay. You look at her HP right now? Yeah, I'm just reading the wiki. Yeah, 1800 HP. Okay. She normally has 30,000? No. 3,000. Okay. So she has 4 phases of 3,000 HP each. Except in this meltdown, her phases only have 1,800 HP. Got it. So her phases will go by faster. So phase 1, he has Penitence and Red Eyes. It has 25 to 30 red or white damage, or both. After a third of its HP is lost, it does Gold Rush, dealing 100 red damage. Okay, yeah, and it takes normal damage from everything. Phase 2. Okay, she doesn't move out of the room unless she's chasing a target, so we can take advantage of that in the first 2 phases. First 3 phases, okay. So we can repeatedly put people in and out of the elevators to protect ourselves. And dodge the Gold Rush. Is there an elevator next to that room? No. There's a hallway. So I think come in here, attack her, and then when she starts keying Gold Rush, run here and hope she doesn't rush through this hallway specifically. I think that's the idea. Get across this hallway. Yeah. Okay. Still confused by Blue Star's weapon in phase 3 and 4. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Phase 2, she'll throw Burrowing Heaven across the facility in a horizontal line, dealing damage to any entity in the way, so we want to not be in the path of that. So we need to look for that animation and dodge. Same with Mimicry. Does a big vertical slash. We might be able to micro people to either side of her, but it's really hard. Only use someone with Blue Star's weapon. She gets confused and attacks nothing for a while. Alright, because the range is weird on it. I forgot about that. So that's a potential cheese strat. Doesn't know how to handle it. It's funny. Nice. She doesn't have a crazy amount of health, so honestly we might be able to just burst her down pretty quick. With everyone being at high cap, we just need to dodge the big attacks. Bina doesn't care about it and will still throw pillars at your face though. Yeah. Yeah, that one's a little more difficult. So after losing a third of her max HP, which I think is still... I'm still using her base max HP. So after 1,000 damage out of her 1,800. So she'll only use it once. Actually. Nice, okay. That's good to know. So normally, she's got all these abilities that happen after a third of her HP is lost. That will happen when she's at 800 HP, and it'll only happen once instead of twice in each phase. So that's good. So we only have to dodge that attack once per phase, I think. Gold Rush and the Capo throw. She did them harder. True. The Fixer Kelly. Call her Fixer Kelly. I wonder if you would know anything about this particular boss fight. Okay. Yeah, so she throws the cop into a room. And then she dashes to it and deals massive red damage to the target room. So we need to make sure no one is in that room when she does that attack. Which, if we're not in a main room, that shouldn't be that bad. Just vibe with your ego, surely they'll vibe back. Yeah, I'm sure that's how that works. Okay, and then phase 3. She throws Mimicry into Capo in opposite directions, dealing 300 damage apiece. How do you even dodge that? You just have to not be on the same vertical line, I guess. I guess, how much HP do our employees even have? Like 100? Yeah, that just sounds like an insta-kill. Sure, some will survive? I don't know about that. I guess the ones that have really, really good armor. So what do we do about that then? Clearly I did this last time. Was I cheating at this point? I can't remember. I might have been. I know I definitely cheated for the second boss fight, because... F that. 0.3 to take that, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we'll just have to rush to an elevator, or when she gets low on HP in phase 2, have most of our people leave and sacrifice a few people to finish her phase off. Then in phase 3... has Smile, which is Mounted Smiling Body's weapon. Does a slamming attack. And then she has a ranged attack with Justicia that does pale damage. And she still has Burrowing Heaven's throwing attack. Wait for it, you got Hakma's stat upgrade? Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, this just sounds miserable, honestly. This game is just not built for micro-positioning. This requires a lot of precise micro-positioning. Okay, and then she Gold Rush attacks again in phase 3. I think that's exactly what they're going for, Lurker. Okay. And then phase 4... it's Apocalypse Bird's weapon. Breakbeats in the OST, yeah, it's fun. Sorry, I know nothing's happening on screen. I'm reading the wiki to know how to deal with this boss fight. Which I'm probably still gonna fail anyway, but I need to know what to expect. She's got a Gold Rush attack again. So she throws it instead of teleporting. Gaming in 2025 be like, this game is just really obtuse. That's going bad, just pause and turn on the cheats. Yeah. I wanna do as best as I can legitimately. And only after that will I cheese it. Okay, no shame in it, yeah. The joke. Okay, and then she'll, in phase 4, she marks specific agents and chases them down. Dealing a bunch of damage to agents as she passes through and also hitting everyone else. At least you won't have to redo the fight and you'll have given it a good try, yeah. But she's weak to damage in phase 4 at least, so we might be able to just rush her. Okay. I also hired Little Red a lot of times. True. I don't think that's optimal though. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I already hired Red once. Or Red Bullet, sure. Gonna leave these 3 people out to deal with the meltdowns, and we'll death ball with everyone else. Although I guess since she stays in the room, we will be able to have everyone else join the death ball. Yeah, so you go join the death ball. Orga, you work 1 sin again. Orga's gonna be my let me solo her if we have to die and retry. Let's make him invincible and have fun. Okay, now everyone come over here. Yeah, their health bars are overlapping. I don't know how much health they have. And it's non-zero amount of damage here. Okay, there she goes. Fair enough. Okay. So everyone except for Orga. Orga should go sit in this elevator. Little Red is not strong enough to solo Big Red. Understandable. Okay. Red Bullet again, I think I missed some people. And then we go for it. Ready to dodge. First phase down. Now she's currently invulnerable, so we need to get out of here. Okay, can we see where she ended up? She's up there. Okay. So far, so good. We'll let her kill the clerks first before we move in. So we're not catching strays from that. We do a lot of damage, so honestly the death ball might be enough as long as we dodge the end of phase attacks. Anyway, she's gonna throw Takapo to other main rooms, so let's get Orga out of the way in case she goes down diagonally that way. Okay, then phase 2, what damage types does she do? I think it's still red and white. I think the Mimicry combo and Burrowing Heavens Black Attack are probably the scariest. Which do I want to defend against? Heaven's attack won't do enough to one-shot full health agents. Whereas the other damage type is going to be continuous. So what's the optimal play here? I think we put on the black shield. It won't reduce her main damage. But it's the one that would catch me off guard. In a way that people wouldn't be prepared to heal. Why didn't all of you go? There we go. Whoop. Never mind, I guess. Can't even see their health bars. Woof. Literally everyone is panicking. Okay, never mind, white damage is what I needed to do. Rest in peace, employees. Died in phase 2, okay. Well, congratulations, Orga. You are now, invulnerable. I tried. Some of them are still attacking, even though they're panicking. Alright, because I made it invincible, that's why. It's fine. Everything's fine. I love Lobotomy Corporation. What a great game. Okay, she's still in there now. Everyone's just freaking out. Where did she go? There she is. No one happened, but I really want a Lobocorp remake with what they've learned since. Yeah, I mean, it's got a really solid foundation. They could definitely improve on it. Well, fair. And there's the Forsaken Murderer. Chill. Everyone's screaming. The baby's crying. Everything's fine. Oh, they're busy trying to kill the panicking employees. And they're glitched. Excellent. Yep. Oh yeah, that's the thing. I forgot about that. Yin and Yang dragon. Something possessed them, but they can't leave. Yep. What are you taking damage from? Screaming causing a screen glitch is cool, yeah. Unequivocally remade as a PvPvE shooter. That would be wild. Okay, at the risk of potentially ending the run, I'm going to let these agents die so that the rabbits can kill them and move on. Ah, it's Blue Star, that's right. Yeah, come on, put those agents out of their misery. Or not. Guess you gotta finish off the rabbits first. Okay. Well then, now we can access it. Okay, for a second I thought he was like glowing green. Like he'd been debuffed by something. If they did that, it should have to be called Lobotomy Corpse. Perfect. As in like a Marine Corps. Okay, we'll increase the movement speed too, why not? Or we're gonna run faster. Hey bodies! So no revenue was thing with fire break. I'm sure that was designed by committee. Seems likely. There he goes. Chasing after her while she's using Gold Rush. Orga's on a mission. Very much so. Let me solo her. Okay, phase 3. Now they're fighting with the same weapon against each other. Actually, that's kind of cool. Pretty anime. It's just Dishia Unchained. Yep. All these people just chilling in here. So I got two of the best single-player devs to make very divisive multiplayer PvE games in the same year. Yeah. People are like, hey, live service. Let's all make live service games. And then it takes 8 years to make a live service game. And by the time they all come out, no one wants to play them. The market for them has been long dead. Yay, we technically won! 26 alive, 27 dead. I'd say that's pretty good. Pretty good numbers. It's only first trumpet somehow. Yay! We had to cheat to do it, but you know, we technically have advanced. Shy Look, Singing Machine, Porcubus. Melting Love, yeah, totally. Nothing there, Bald is awesome. Fractional Refraction variant. Just cheat the next day because it's a nightmare and you hate it. Okay, I have permission from you to, right from the start, cheat. Cool. Then we'll do that. Guess I can throw a back Rapno in there. We're gonna cheat the rest of it anyway. I don't have many unused abnos to begin with. They'll say the moon bewitches man, yet in reality it is the man that despairs of the moon. The color of its heart is pink. Yeah, talk to my active the entire day and have to either deal with being it or a claw with it. Yeah, that sounds... I could even do that without other compounding effects. Yeah, we're just gonna choose that one. So, hi. You're monochromatic. And the background continues to distort. He's a dick, but he's a cool-looking dick. Nice. Welcome. You don't believe how long I've been painstakingly waiting for you. Ah. The wait was getting so boring. You know, the world made of dots is no longer interesting to those who've realized the existence of lines, so to speak. Also like his bad end the most out of the three. Nice. That's right, we can do the bad ending still. Think about the world in which you used to be. Singularities are manifested day after day. Everything changes in the blink of an eye. The wings and the head control this world. Now humanity cannot live without their constraints. Every single person just stays silent, even though each and every one of them knows how many ethically morbid compromises the wings are making. Those who are not under the spell of control die as loners and failures. That's where we've ended up. Who was I in the past? Who am I during the present? Who should I be in the future? Those are the questions that bring upon growth. People stopped asking them a long time ago. All anyone has left these days is to die a slow, painful death. Or just slow. I inserted painful there. Nothing is as boring as watching a predetermined fall. So, we managed to find it. We found the light that resides in everyone. Fortunately, the majority of humanity wouldn't find their light on their own throughout their entire life. We are bound to be unhappy as long as we're chasing an illusion without realizing the truth. People began to hide their light in the deepest recesses of their hearts. Carmen believed that she should draw out such light, the archetypes that have been hibernating. If we could see the truth. The abnormalities are no longer abnormal. They are no mere fantasies anymore. They are our truer forms. Restored to being by drawing a little speck of light from our hearts. Abnormalities are the true humans of this age, and the pure form that bursts out from the chrysalis that is our empty skin. Yep, I see this guy's his problem, and fuck him. The classic, let's just turn everyone into monsters because we're really the monsters anyway. They feared and tried to contain the abnormalities. Did not place blame upon their ignorance. It is only natural for one to fear being naked in the face of the world. Maybe we're all monsters on the inside and we should let them out. Exactly. Completely ignoring the fact that our ability to suppress our darker urges is what... also a large part of what makes us human. At least you and I know one thing. Carmen shall be our forbidden fruit for the new humanity. Now, speak my name. I am Adam, soon to become the root of this new humanity. I will wait for the fruit to ripen and come to life after I see this vast forest. Forbidden fruit shall enlighten us all with the long-forgotten knowledge branded in our hearts. Just a single bite will open their eyes and grant them wisdom. They'll be free of the sin of forgetfulness for what we truly are. Draco and Vane was the friends we made along the way. True. Actually, I enjoy it. I enjoy that he's Adam and he's talking about, you know, unleashing humanity. Considering all of the Sephira are, you know, the branches of the Tree of Life and Judaic mysticism. Definitely pulling pretty heavily from Judaic mythology here, which is fun. You'll understand that they should feel shame for covering it in their shell. If we draw from everyone's well with the bucket, then their ego will have no need to be locked anymore. Sorry, I'm still on that tangent. I find it really interesting when foreign games do Judaic mythology, because I feel like Western media just doesn't touch any of the Abrahamic religions, just due to, like, Western culture, that we, like, try not to talk about them too much, or they're too familiar to us, so they wouldn't feel as mystical. But places that aren't steeped in Judeo-Christian mythology already. They're like, ooh, this is cool and weird. Let's do that. Let's lean into it. Yeah, exactly. We used to were Abraham and Abel, also linked to religion. Yeah, exactly. So they're continuing the through line of Judaic mysticism, which is cool. Definitely underutilized in English media. Of course, this is Korean media that's localized in English, which is why they can do it. Well, I mean, anyone could do it. You know what I mean. Anyway. Yeah, and the West does Eastern mysticism all the time, so, it's only fair. Which is cool. I feel like as someone in the West, I don't get to experience media that plays into the mysticism of Judeo-Christianity much, so it's cool. Cemented, everything that was suppressed, bursting out in every shape and figure possible. Does it not make you tremble in excitement? I've always asked this question. How should a human live? His has-been hotel account? Maybe. It's certainly pulling from mythology, that's for sure. SMT? Yeah, SMT also does, which is cool. They use religious inspirations, but it's not just religion bad, like a lot of modern media do. Yeah. So I feel like if you grow up, like, Christian, and then you, like, become an atheist, or just lose your belief as you age, or switch to another religion, like, you end up with, like, this whole attitude of religion is just bad in general. Whereas, like, if you were already living in a fairly atheistic society, then it's just, ooh, this is a cool fictional mythos that we can play around with. So you can end up with kind of these weird depictions that aren't inherently negative. It's cool. I like it. I like that this category of media exists. No one could answer that. But I found the answer. I shall show you, so join me. Religion as it is most of the time is bad, but I'm tired of seeing it that way in games and anime and whatnot. Yeah, it's like... Yeah, the institutions are corrupt. Wow, I never would have expected that. It's like that's... It's not necessarily wrong, but also it's... Everyone knows that. It's a well-played trope at this point. So it's nice to see other perspectives. Yeah, like, treating things that we're used to seeing as active religions as mythologies instead. That's a good way of capturing it, I think. It's cool. The way that we see, like, European mythology or Eastern mythologies. Even though some people there do still practice those things, there still are, like, pagan worshippers here and there as kind of a subculture. Or, obviously, like, Shinto or Buddhism. That sort of thing. That's cool. I don't know how it could be so cruel. People live with their own anxieties. It's a natural price one must pay for confronting the unknown. However, I did not accept that anxiety, that fear. I devoured them to survive in this world. That was the first and final sin I've committed. I have no regrets about it. It was for survival. You were the same, no? I knew so, witnessing your face as you ripped through my brain back then. I also say it was an inevitable process. The robot Bina looks utterly bored. Yeah, the way that the window is narrower. So only half her face's eyes is visible. They'll romanticize ancient religions and mythology, but I bet if they're still prevalent and in charge, people would be just as critical of them or just as zealous. Yeah. Yeah, it's more a property of religion versus mythology rather than the particular religions that are practiced. There's about time you face that fear that you have now forgotten, and dare I suggest, face that fear if you want to stop the cycle. Yeah, facing the fear, breaking the cycle. You truly believe you can see things clearly, and you couldn't even face them all this time? You're only saying this because you are afraid, aren't you? If you truly think it is a misdeed to deprive them of the act of facing their fear, then listen well. We can conduct hundreds, no, thousands of good deeds. And one sin? Yeah, committing one single sin is acceptable. Reference. Helping to shed everyone from their empty skin. Can you not see how that is the greatest good of all? People need someone like us. Think about the wave of redemption that will follow. It's within every person's instinct to pursue freedom. Please remember the reason why I happily let you pass. I did so because I wanted to see you fly with your own strength, despite being left in this harsh world with a skin as fragile as yours. Perhaps if we had talked more sincerely in the past. Perhaps it may have resulted in better circumstances. However, we have already left our past far behind us. There's no turning back. Play on board with the journey to the Greek gods, at least they're honest about being dicks. True. We live in endless conflict and regret, starting from birth up and unto death. We grow by embracing that conflict, that regret, and we walk towards the future. I embrace the past, building the future. So you refuse to join me, and instead choose to move towards the unpredictable future? Our days will be filled with marvel and wonder that you cannot possibly imagine if you join me. You are painfully crawling through each day, and you still aren't even sure if you're on the right path. Our sacred secret cannot be wasted like this, no. I cannot spare any more time. If you're not ready, I shall go first. Are you? So you don't want to stop here, but instead stop me from going forward. So you don't want me to be at your side, even for the finale of this play. Those that shall face the end, together with you. It seems I am not among them. Alrighty. Almost there. That in first? Yeah, we can rush that quick. Spam the pause button, you're done. Oh, that's right, yeah. That's the thing. We can hire someone. Do we have any open spaces? We do. We have 2 last open spaces. Congratulations, you're gonna join just to die. Aren't you lucky? Welcome to the crew, Tiffany. We'll gear you up anyway, just to be thorough. Yes, we are getting a new action RPG based on Dante's Divine Comedy. I'm very excited about that. Nice. Hopefully it was better than the last one that was based on Inferno. Is the magic bullet just for fun? No, I'm gonna forget. And we're gonna reset the day here. Alrighty. If you cheat, they won't kill you, that's true. I like how even the glass cracking animation pauses. Is he supposed to look like that? You wish to know why it has come to this? I do, because it looks like you're broken. That looks very broken. Didn't know Adam was Temmie from Undertale, apparently. Alright, well, that's why we make backups. Yeah, it looks like the main menu's not even loading. Let me restart the game real quick. Joat. Let's try that again. I do have a lot of bug mods, so, you know. Something being broken isn't too surprising. Would Lobocorp count as a horror game? I think so. At least it's horror themes. I wouldn't say it's like in the horror gameplay genre, but I would definitely say it qualifies to have horror as a tag. You still have Tiffany? Yep, cool. Yeah, the writing is definitely psychological horror writing. That's horror elements that stresses me out, I'd say that counts. True. Are we supposed to get a... No. A cutscene. And technically triggered once, you probably have to go through the theater to see it. Ah, I see. Do we not get it a second time? Fair enough. Wait. That's not what I want to do. Is it ending C? Lands in the first lost C, I'm gonna stuck with it every time. That makes sense. I assume it's C. Oh, yeah? Do you wish to know why it has come to this? It is due to your lack of self-faith. Faithless actions only result in a dreadful death. Do not worry, I shall demonstrate, for I know everything. You are me, and I am you. I am the only one of us who realized the one truth, and stood atop the world itself. I am the youth shall leave the paths I walked once, and choose to join the world she truly wanted to create. And you and I, we shall be the us who can do whatever we imagine from now on. Persona! I mean, yeah, these guys are basically my shadows, right? In the Persona sense. Hi, Carrick. How's it going? We cheated our way through day 49. Even has yellow eyes, that's true. Now, yep. Yeah, that is literally the world tree. Very cool. Behold, witness how this lost-ridden world is perfected by us. The foolish god named Rationality ruled over this world until this moment. Now, to call it a god is an overstatement. It is simply a tragic illusion. Shall drag it down from the heavens with her own hands and open everyone's eyes to the truth. Yes, the world Carmen yearned for will soon unravel before your eyes. Monsters, help me, please! Something weird's growing out of me. Look at this. Let us create this paradise, you and I. Even the head and the eye are merely human. They cannot stop those of us who have accepted the truth. You know that everything we witnessed in this land is only a shadow, and that you never saw the truth until now. There's a giant cupcake in the back for some reason. Ah, yeah. You know, Adnos come in all shapes and sizes. Like about games referencing Judaic mythology, S&T and Persona are certainly embracing it. I mean, yeah. Absolutely. Among other mythologies, they mix and match a lot of them. They definitely have a fair amount. This, the plump fruit of redemption, will reach everyone's hearts. Those abandoned, those who hold power, those with wealth, those who remain hopeful, all of them. The tree of humanity will reach the root of this world. Again, behold. Did I not declare that all shall be free in the end? Alright. Everyone transforms into monsters. GG. Sona and SMD are still the only Mythos-inspired games you know that have a dick monster you can use to fight. Yep. Mara is a monster design that exists. Surely the Souls-like games have a phallic monster design of some type, right? He has a god of fertility, to be fair. Yeah. There's, you never noticed it? Fair enough, maybe not. That feels like the kind of series where they just have all kinds of different monster designs in them. Okay. Shoot, I forgot about the pausing. Agents are invincible, clerks are invincible, rabbits are invincible, always allow pause, work always succeeds, Q counters are frozen, work speed multiplier 100, move speed multiplier 100, fill energy quota. There we go. Is Miraidon count? Kind of. Does always allow pause counter Hakma? I don't think so. He doesn't block the pause, he just punishes it, yeah. So I don't think so. The code for that's already pretty wonky to begin with. Alrighty, we just need to work a bunch of times. We still have to actually do the overloads. Until the Arbiter spawns, right? Simple enough. Just want to extract it again, makes sense. Yeah, we can't fast forward, but we can have movement speed and work results be almost instantaneous. That's good enough. And what's overloading? Oh, Yang, sure. Okay, return it. Can we go faster progressively? It's fine. It's true. Oh yeah, we do have the new back rev notes, right? Oh yes, I've seen this one. Army in pink, yeah. Army in pink can be ordered to protect an employee, however, should be noted the Q counter lowered when the order was given. Like Zayan the cannon will kill you because for some reason it's an Aleph after escaping. Yep. Zay in, Zay out. Also has a bad habit of letting Abnos out. Should really not do that. It's very rude. They increase the defense of the employee protects while healing everyone in the same area. If the level of the employee being protected is lower than 3, they will go out of control while under protection. When repression work was performed, the Q counter lowered. Counter lowered every time 5 employees died. However, deaths caused by execution bullets were not recognized. When result was bad, the Q counter decreased. When abnormality is suppressed, the Q counter raised. Interesting. An employee 3 or lower encounters army in pink while it is escaping, they'll go out of control and attack other employees. Same instance occurred when an employee's SP at 0 do an army in pink's attack. So very dangerous when it escapes. So just don't let it escape. Clouded monk. So we got a lady sitting at a piano. Sonata. Yeah, apparently so. Okay. There we go, got escape info. We need 200 boxes from that. 400 boxes from that. So we need 600 boxes to get everything. I'm sure to be in the room just so this is faster. Unfortunately, I have not modified the code to speed up the cooldowns. That is something I probably need to do at some point for the cheats mod. Or how it works, but it's strange. Cool. We'll find out soon enough. And it's a shame they're on opposite sides. So there's a perform action. El Pianto della Luna. I probably butchered that pronunciation, I'm sorry. Piano can be played by ordering an agent to perform, however, please note the cue counter will lower when the performance is finished. Is temporarily increase the temperature just fall in place by a small degree, however the one who performed lost half their HP by the end of the performance. The result is normal, cue counter lowered with moderate probability, when it was bad, lowered, decreased. Italian, I'm not the one that's going to blame you, I don't speak it either. Fair enough. I don't think anyone here is Italian, but who knows. Counter lowered to 0 when an employee entered the unit to play for the first time. When it escaped, it voluntarily turns Canadian at the end of the third movement, and also prematurely ended when it was suppressed. Okay. It wants to play. Pianto refers to a piece of music that evokes sadness. That seems appropriate. Okay, we'll be positioned far enough apart to do both at once. I wouldn't be surprised if the Mario Piantas are named after the same thing. There we go. You're a lot cheaper. You're not an Aleph, after all. Okay, white fixer. Or no, white fixer. A fixer. Where are you at? Black fixer. Okay, you're actually kind of annoying. Yeah, it just means plant. Okay, never mind. Yeah, lots of black fixers apparently. I'll get it eventually. Also, I think I need to do, where is she? Queen of Hatred? Nah, she's chilling, she's having fun. I think because I have the Q counter lowering disabled. Pianto also means crying or tears, so I guess so now could be translated like the moon's tears or the crying of the moon. Nice. The melancholy of the moon. That does seem very poetic. Yeah, you're fine. And helper, yeah, you're also fine. by almost by one super armor there. Right side of Central is still red. You know, it's fine. Who cares about Central anyway? Yeah, if you visit multiple times in a row, the teddy bear kills you. That's right. Italian Duolingo for a few months, you're clearly an expert. Fair enough. You know more than I do, so I'd say that it paid off in that respect. And not being able to speed up is kind of annoying. It makes sense. There's only so many boxes we can get. You know, argument pink is that despite showing a Zayn, it still acts as an Aleph. Yeah. It just lies. So it gets the debuff and the 30 boxes, yeah. Because all those things are just settings on the Abno that aren't directly tied to its level. This level is just a description element. It doesn't actually affect the gameplay of it at all. The ranking isn't actually how strong the Abno is, but just depending on the energy output, lore-wise. That does make sense. And it is roughly proportional to the PE box generations. Okay, 3 overloads here. Improved cherry blossoms. It's all when the Q counter reaches 0, which it's not going to, so we're fine. Sometimes they have instant death effects like Teddy Bear, which would be a problem. Because I think that might bypass my invincibility. Okay, puts on the charm, puts the charm immediately back. And this made the ranking even more complicated by adding an additional XX number at the end to show how dangerous it is to human life. Row 1, which is barely a threat, up to 10, which hasn't been seen in Olympus yet. Nice. Makes sense. Almost there. I mean, I have no and Limbus according to its ranking is 8. So I can get much higher. It's kind of like hurricane categories. Where it's exponential. Or earthquake categories. Yeah, Xeno 1 is just a toad that makes you really sad. Nice. There we go, that's all the egos. He's a good boy and you love him. Nice. Oh, and we're also done with Army in Pink. Okay, just barely. So with that, we can stop working the backers and go back to rushing easy ones. So you fight him someone crowed so he doesn't get too sad, but that's the detail. But it doesn't directly kill them. Almost there. I already had melted level 4. Okay. They spawn? They did, okay. All hands on deck. This is gonna go really quick because they instantly teleport across the rooms at the speed. Boom, they're all here already. And there might technically be fixers around here somewhere. Still don't seem like it's because of the meltdowns. Not that it matters! Haha! She'll still take the damage. I think the game drops down to 10 FPS. Say it's in the routes too, they get stuck fighting the agents, exactly. That wouldn't be all that useful. Next phase. The pillars. Yeah, it's fine. No, resistances don't matter. Not at all. It's fine. We're also immune to everything. And Q counters can't go down, so this shouldn't affect anything. Yeah, see? Just wait for the invulnerability to wear off. Easy. Yeah, no, I would not have had any fun at all trying to do that legitimately. When does she lose it when the meltdowns expire? Not, I guess we know. The knowing eye. 100% germination of the seed of light. It's a giant pain, I don't recommend it. Yeah. Now we got all the pictures up. So you've met your reflections, the pieces of the mirror. They must have tried to stop you because their own tomorrows are not on the horizon. You gave up the path to stay in those yesterdays with them. As your true you. Makes sense. Now we finally meet here today. Must have realized that as well, seeing as you have made it to this point without hesitation. I had known, for a very long time. He's also in the portraits behind, you're right. They're on the right. A and B. And being his face is blurred, which you find very funny. So you weren't really part of the crew. You were kind of, forcibly kidnapped and lobotomized. But, you know, is what it is. I knew, and I didn't do anything about it. I'm sure many others were the same way. That's what makes Carmen different from us. Instead of turning away, she wanted to save them and guide their souls back. She was the one who made the noble decision to dedicate herself to save humanity. Yet I, who held no such ambition, had to continue her legacy. Ironic, isn't it? Maybe I was not the right man for the job. You don't need to cheat for day 50, you'll win unless it goes catastrophically wrong. Nice. If you don't have white now, you'll be fine. Yeah. As you can see, we become just like the other wings, committing atrocities just like them. Police here have repeated hundreds upon thousands of deaths. My friends are robbed of their lives and trapped in this cycle of agony. All the while I just sat and watched, justifying it all as the means to realize her ideal. This sin shall never be forgiven. Nonetheless, we must finish this. These wrongdoings can finally cut this vicious cycle once and for all. I will gladly take this burden upon myself. I like how much music is just, like, barely used in this game. But it's nice. Mission is to simply seed the people's hearts. Every single person has their own light. In the light, they create their own stories, and lay down the roots of their existence in it. We are merely there to sow the seeds, and it is up to the people to bloom it in their own ways. What about us, you ask? Fortunately, we won't be able to see what kind of forest will grow. Besides, we still have one last thing to do. It's something we have done countless times. It's time to manage the abnormalities. You'll make it. I know you will. Come now. This will be our final day at work as the manager. Project Moon is about to spare. Meanwhile, Project Moon. I think maybe more accurately it's about searching for the last glimmer of hope while engulfed in despair. Something like that. I'll talk to you during the day if you want some more lore. Nice. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to call it here today. So we're gonna have to do the last day and the ending cutscenes next time. But I have a thing to get to in less than an hour that I need to go prep for. So yeah, unfortunate. But we'll definitely be finishing this very soon. Just don't go there. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a bunch of IRL friends that I owe various social favors to anyway. And my roommate is organizing it and he has the car. So, I kinda need to go with him anyway. Or else I'm just stuck here. No bad ending for the day, so you can just quit. Yeah, I think we'll do that. And then return to main menu. One more save backup. There we go. And call it there. Yeah, I gotta get going. Still have to shower and shave and all those other things that you're supposed to do before going out in public. Is anyone live that is relevant to my interests? Not really. I'll just do an offline raid. Alrighty, thanks for being here, Yahazu and Nono and Schwinn and Carrick and Lurker, obviously, and for anyone else who's lurking still, I appreciate you all for stopping by. Thanks for being here. I will stream tomorrow, and I don't have anything other than normal D&D scheduled tomorrow, so it should be a normal full-length stream. Probably can... I might do Outer Wilds instead of Sonic, because we're not that close to ending Sonic. So I might do some more Outer Wilds Mod Jam games tomorrow. And then we can finish Lobotomy Corporation next weekend. Finish Lobocorp and then go to Outer Worlds? That's true, depending on how long it takes. Oh, we'll be done with it and you can start what you want. That's true. It would be nice to have that out of the way. Okay, fair enough. You convinced me. We'll do Lobocorp tomorrow. Fair enough. Just update 50F and then all the cutscenes and stuff. But yeah, cool. Alright, then we'll do that. So then hope to see you all tomorrow. If not, see you when I see you. Have a good week.